Good afternoon, January 20th, 2023, from Common Articulated News. Today in the news, we're finding out that Joe Biden has been leading. First of all, before I begin, everything that you see that's happening is a plan. We have Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, sliding out right now. Biden, he's going to be booted out or, resign from his office. All of the leaders around the world are realizing people are waking up. They're becoming aware of what they're doing. This WEF ilk, and that's what they are. They're pure filth and evil. Think they're sociopath, just flat out basic evil is what they are. And, everything that they profess, if you watch anything coming out of Davos, they're the better, the elite, the more intelligent, the socially conscious, the woke. It's so absurd, it's humorous. But if you look into it in a biblical sense, Satan told God, I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to say it right to them, and they're going to do it. That's how absurd these things are that you want me to bend the knee to when he was speaking to God. And so evil, for it to do what it does, announces itself. Everything that you see going on, that the pandemic, and it was planned, the ESG, this social carbon footprint credit score, everything, our food situations, everything that is happening right now is planned. This is part of that reset. And they're telling it to people. And what's pathetic is a lot of people, they don't see it until it comes and kicks them in the teeth. And by that time, it's going to be too far for them anyways. It will be. They just need to hope and pray that their fellow countrymen are patient and have some empathy for their ignorance, and hope that it's seen and changed. Because in the world, all these things are happening on purpose. And see, there's a big battle happening right now. I have been screaming out profusely, as you can see in my postings, for a long time about what's going on, and that we should be, the FBI, the Department of Justice, they're not doing nothing. So the good people of America and North America and the world are going to have to go take care of these things themselves. These people should be taken into custody, given a trial, and then hung for what they're doing, for crimes against humanity. We know that Pfizer knew everything about these vaccines. We know Biden, social platforms, YouTube, here. These people are going to end up getting dragged into the street. All of it. All of these platforms, Facebook, Twitter, prior to Elon Musk, all of them were in cahoots doing what they were doing to the people of the world. But especially here in America, they have to do it because we're the armed people. We're the ones that have the ability to fight back, and we are going to fight back. You can bet your life on it. My life in the process if I have to. This country will remain free. But so now that so many issues are becoming aware to more people, growing exponentially, they need to, go to extremes. Now, we know from information that's been released, Fauci said there would be a pandemic 2 days before Trump was put into office there. 2 days before he said it was coming. They knew exactly what was going on. So Fauci and the rest of his crew planned everything that they did with this pandemic. And, you know, that was documented. You can find it. Just look for it and you can find it. And now they're talking about blackouts and, cyber attacks and stuff like that. Because they're going to try and shut down power grids. They're going to try and shut down the internet so people can't continue to communicate because they know too many people are waking up too fast. They see the numbers on the social media. They see what's happening. They see the topics coming out and what's happening. So they need to try and get in and do what they can do. But I can tell you this, when they do that, it's on. And now Klaus Schwab in his lectures over there in Davos saying, don't worry about it, there's going to be civil duress, but we'll get through it. No, there's no place on this planet he's going to go or his ilk. Nothing is going to protect him or the rest of them from what's coming from the good people on this planet. They are going to get destroyed. Look what happened to Mussolini, that fascist asshole. He was ripped to pieces. Literally, him and his family were ripped to pieces in the street. So now you have Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, for some reason out of the blue is stepping out. Probably because Klaus and his crew, this cabal, wants her to do something completely absurd. And she's probably saying, I don't want to do it. And they're saying, okay, you got to go. So she's leaving. And now all of a sudden, all these documents, top secret documents that Biden and the left woke filth was saying about Trump, Biden is doing, and it just keeps coming out because he wants to get out. They're all going to try and slide out and hide because of what's going to become. I know we're going into it, and I am prepared, and a lot of people I know are prepared. There's going to be some mayhem. It's too bad, but it's going to happen, and it has to happen. Like I've said before in my postings here, they've gone too far and they know it. And they know that they can't stop. But they're going to be stopped. What is fascinating to me as a guy of history and being aware, it seems people just forgot 30-something years ago, the Berlin Wall falling, because communism didn't work. Hitler falling, Mussolini falling, Pinochet in South America falling, just all of these things recently falling because people don't want to live under a totalitarian regime, a theocracy, fascism, communism. It does not work. And so, it just shocks me that people don't look back into history a little bit and just read what has gone on in the past just recently. This isn't like 100 years ago. Just 30 years ago. And how they're pushing children in the sexual situation, transgender, all of the woke, the ESG things. Now businesses are saying if you even say, well, I remember in my day, you can be fired for that. Or they're not going to do service with you. Can you imagine? You can't say, in my day, we used to work 10 hours a day. No good, you're done. So no saying anything like that. This is literally being pushed into the world through these, fascist corporate companies that think they're going to do this. And I just want to say to them, so I guess if you can't speak about the past, then you couldn't say, well, I remember back in my grandfather's day when people were being melted and gassed. No, you can't do that either, right? It's absurd. It's just absolutely foolish. And if you look into things, history tends to repeat itself in all manners, forms, and shapes. But all these things I'm speaking of, people just need to be aware and looking into the world. And I'll say this right flat out. I'm ready to do battle. Absolutely ready, primed. And I will give my life in the pursuit of making sure freedom is here and will always be. And I believe that enough people are becoming aware that when we take care of the business this time, yeah, governments aren't going back to the way they were. And I'm not saying it in the filth Davos way. I'm saying it in the free people of the world are going to change things and make things different. You can bet your life on it, because I'm betting my life on it. But these are some of the topics and issues that are going on. So all of the cabal that has been doing the things, they're trying to slide and deck out. That way they don't have to be responsible. And I'm sure Biden goes out, you'll have that filth in California running, that Newsom, the one that fucked his campaign manager's wife, that good guy, in the office. Like, there are so many issues, and excuse my language, I'm doing pretty well, believe me, in how I'm doing it, because I could be absolutely rotten foul mouth. But some of these topics that I'm speaking of, I hope people will look into and find out that what I'm saying is absolutely true. And that's the commentary for today, this afternoon. I'll be back tonight with the evening news. And again, getting the format together so this is better and more open. I'm going to show the information as I talk about it. I hope everybody's doing well today and is safe and sound. Peace to everybody. God bless you and keep you. And always, always, God bless America.